I will start my speech in 1, 2, 3. As the Taksaka, this house would prevent Dripanga's birth in order to save humanity. Judge, first of all, as the Taksaka, the being whom created by Gajayana, that have the power to create life and maintain cosmic balance, are given permission to interact but not intervene the human civilization. The sudden news from Saraya nor information of the impending birth of Dripanga, a Gajayana-like being, at the core of the earth are devastating to say the least. Why? Because using the nature of the human moral itself, the destruction of one civilization or millions or trillions of people are incredibly against the nature of the moral itself, which means it's morally unacceptable. Even though the Taksaka are given powers to create life, but morally, the death of trillion to give birth to one being, or in other words, sacrifice an entire generation or civilization to give birth to one entity is morally unacceptable. The opposition team would say that I use the nature of the moral human itself, but as the story suggests that the Taksaka have formed platonic and romantic relationship towards human. This means, or this implies, that the cross relationship between the two races have formed mutual understanding that may change the perspective or how the Taksaka looks towards human, to give them more reasonable to have mercy to the human itself through that forms the bond of relationship between the two races. Moving on to my first argumentation is, first, the shift of moral understanding that forms through romantic relationship bond between human and the Taksaka can make the Taksaka to give mercy to human and prevent the birth of Dripanga. Technically, yes. Why? Judge, as the nature of the relationship itself is the understanding between the two individuals is required. And the Taksaka have formed platonic and romantic bonds of Taksaka and human, which means that the Taksaka have understand the nature of the human moral itself enough that the prevention of the birth of Dripanga, a Gajayana-like being, is morally unacceptable. My bad. Because the death of millions to give birth to one entity is morally unacceptable. Even if the Taksaka didn't prevent the birth of Dripanga and let humanity crumble, is still morally unacceptable. Why? Because it's just the same as the first thing I see. Because sacrificing millions of trillions of human or another civilization to give birth to one entity and is morally unacceptable and are not good. And as the story implies, also the duty of the Taksaka is to protect human in the first place and maintain cosmic balance. Because of that, the Taksaka must fulfill their duty as the Gajayana gave them. Moving on to my second argumentation, which is, why would the Taksaka just let the Dwipanga's birth to the world and create back human civilization? Because the Taksaka can create human life and also Dripanga, because Dripanga is a Gajayana-like being, which means he got the power to create life out of nothing. Because back at the nature of the moral itself is unacceptable. The sacrifice isn't something to agree on, because sacrificing means that you lose millions, trillions of human or another civilization to give birth to one entity. But the opposition team might say that Dripanga and Taksaka could just create human back again, because they have the power to do it. But as the story implies, that the Taksaka are created by Gajayana, a godlike cosmic being with powerful elements and anything like that, is their duty is to protect humanity itself and maintain cosmic balance. And the birth of Dwipangas means that they failed to protect humanity and maintain cosmic balance, because the birth of Dwipangas can destroy a whole civilization of human, and also the birth of Dwipanga is a Gajayana-like being could potentially ruin cosmic balance, because too many godlike cosmic could lead to one another to fight or compete, in other words. Moving on to my second argumentation. My bad. Moving on, the conclusion of my speech that the prevention of Dwipanga's birth are something that morally acceptable, because again, the sacrifice of millions to give birth to one is morally unacceptable, and it also Taksaka's duty to that Gajayana gave them is to protect humanity and maintain cosmic balance, as the story implies. And also, the Taksaka have formed platonic and romantic relationship towards the humanity. It's like wife and husband relationship. This means that it may change their perspective towards human, or in other words, change their how they look the human itself, and be more reasonable, and may give them a choice to consider give mercy towards humanity. That's all from me. Thanks.